Hi, welcome to our electromagnetic theory course. In today's class, we will discuss about one of the application of this Gauss law. That application is nothing but what? Here we have the applications. By using Gauss law, we can find electric field intensity due to point charge, that is E equal to what? Q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. Yeah, means by using that Gauss law, we can derive that E. Okay, we can find or we can derive. Okay, we can derive E due to point charge, and we can derive U due to infinite line charge, like that, and E due to infinite seat of charge. Of course, we can find electric field intensity due to uniformly charged sphere by using that Gauss law. Okay, so in this video we will discuss about this application, that is application number 1, Gauss law application number 1, that is electric field intensity due to point charge, that is E equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square AR, and we can derive relationship between that relationship between E and relationship between D and E by using Gauss law. Already we know that the relation between D and E is what? D equal to epsilon into E, or else epsilon naught into E in case of free space. Okay, now we will see this application number 1. Okay, coming to application number 1, what is that application of this Gauss law? Electric field intensity due to point charge and proof of D equal to epsilon naught E. Okay, already I said that another definition of D is, alternative definition of D equal to what? D equal to epsilon E, and before this definition we studied about what? Electric flux density. I will use this space. Electric flux density is defined like this, that is D equal to what? Flux per unit surface area, that is flux, that is electric flux per unit surface area. If this area changes, this flux changes, that's why d psi by ds. From this we can write d psi equal to what? D psi equal to what? That equal to d dot, okay, d into ds. These two are vectors, but it is a scalar quantity. A scalar quantity can be written as what? Dot product of two vectors. So that's why d psi equal to d bar dot ds bar. So then apply integration on both sides, we will get what? Psi equal to integral d dot ds. Already we discussed about line charge, surface charge and volume charge. For line charge, please make a note of these things. We can take as a note d equal to d psi by ds, psi equal to integral d dot ds. It can be helpful in case of this application number 1, or else Gauss law applications we need to use this expression. This expression is very important. Okay, this expression is very important. Yeah, okay, not expression, equation. And for line charge, Q equal to what? Integral rho L dl, line integral of line charge density. Rho L means what? Rho suffix L, that is line charge density, uniform line charge density. For surface charge, Q equal to what? Integral rho S ds. For volume charge, Q equal to what? Integral rho V dV. Please remember these equations, that is equation 1, this one is equation 1, 2, equation 3 and equation 4. So to apply this Gauss law, we require the knowledge of these equations. Okay, first application, this one, electric field intensity due to point charge and proof of D equal to epsilon naught E. We know that already electric field intensity due to point charge is what? Point charge is what? E equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square AR. And another application is what? In this one, D equal to epsilon E. Now let us see. First, what is Gauss law? Total electric flux. Mathematically I will write that Gauss law. Total electric flux, that is psi t, total electric flux through a closed surface is equal to what? Charge enclosed by the volume. So mathematically Gauss law is what? Gauss law is nothing but psi t equal to Q enclosed. Now let us represent this psi in terms of the flux density. We have this relation, that is psi equal to what? Integral d dot ds. Psi equal to what? Integral d dot ds. But coming to the statement, what about the statement of the Gauss law? Total electric flux through a closed surface means what? I need to apply here closed surface integral is equal to what? Q enclosed. Q enclosed, that is charge enclosed. Okay, na? Point charge. Now let us consider a point charge located at the center of the sphere at the center of the sphere. Let us assume this is the sphere of radius r, of radius r, of radius r. So this is r, this is also r. Okay, or else let us take capital R, or else small r. We can take capital R or small r. Here r means that is the distance between point charge and the field point. Okay, r, and it is the charge located at the center of the sphere of radius r, and assume that center is what? Origin. Okay, or center of the sphere is located at the origin of the coordinate system. Now what I said, once again I am repeating, in order to apply the Gauss law, we need to go for what? Symmetrical charge distribution. In spherical coordinate system, symmetry of the charge, symmetry of charge distribution depends on what? Only r, only r in spherical coordinate system. Symmetry of the charge distribution depends only on r in spherical coordinate system. COS stands for coordinate system. Means what? You need to consider the field component. Here we have field component D, that's why I am taking D. If it is E, you need to consider E. D should be along R direction only, dr a r. If it is capital R, you need to write what? D capital R a r. Basically we consider small r for the spherical coordinate system, that's why I consider small r. Remember this point. If it is capital R, we will get like that only. Okay, now here we have what? D should be taken as what? dr a r. Okay, this D is normally, so D is dr a r. Okay, you need to consider what? Differential surface area normal to this one. This surface area, it is radially outward, radially outward like this, radially outward. Okay, radially outward means like this. So normal to this one. Here we have the surface area on this board, means so this one is perpendicular to what, or normal to what? This surface area only. So that's why you need to take this differential surface area normal to what? R only, normal to R only. Differential surface area, this surface area is normal to what? As it is radially outward, outward means like this, radially outward like this. So that's why this surface area, this one, the surface area on this board is normal to what? This one only, normal to this marker. Means we have the surface area normal to what? This marker. Means marker means what? Okay, this one, this one. Okay, so means what? We need to consider the differential surface area normal to R. Normal to R means what? Differential surface area normal to R. How I can take differential surface area normal to R? Except to R, we need to multiply the remaining, except to R, you need to multiply remaining differential elements. What are the remaining differential elements? Okay, I will redraw this one. It is what? R. So radius of the sphere, and field component should be taken as what? Along R direction only, that is dr a r, dr a r. It is dr means what? The magnitude of D component along R direction. It is magnitude only. The direction of D should be what? Along R direction, radially outward. D is, please write down here, D is radially outward in case of spherical coordinate system. To satisfy what? Symmetry of charge distribution. D is radially outward, means D should be written as what? D bar equal to dr a r. Then differential surface area normal to R. This ds suffix r represents what? Differential surface area normal to R. What are the differential elements? What are the differential elements? What are the differential elements? Along R direction, differential element is dr. Along theta direction, that is d theta. Theta is angle made by R, so r d theta. It is for along theta direction, means along a theta. Along R means a r. Along differential element along pi direction means what? A pi. So pi is angle made by whom? R sin theta. So this d pi differential element, this pi is angle made by R sin theta. So in order to get the differential surface area normal to R, except this R, you need to multiply, we need to multiply these two, and we have what? So it is equivalent to, in this case I need to write, in this case D is what? D should be taken as what? dr a r, and ds is what? It should be ds r. Okay, so that's why here you have what? That is integral dr a r, and ds means what? Differential surface area normal to r is equal to q, and here we have what? That is dr ar, this one is important, dr ar. Differential surface area normal to r means except r I need to multiply these two, r into this one, that is r square sin theta, r square sin theta, d theta d pi, d theta d pi into ar. This ar indicates what? This surface area, this differential surface area is normal to what? R, equal to what? Q. Okay, finally we got what? A scalar quantity, that is ar dot ar, no unit vectors, ar dot ar is 1. So that's why here you will get what? That is closed surface integral, or else closed integral dr ar dot ar is 1, r square sin theta d theta d pi into ar dot ar is 1 is equal to q. Now here integration clearly with respect to what? Theta and pi. Integration is with respect to, that is surface integral. It is what? Surface integral, or else double integral. We can write surface integral means what? Double integral. So integration with respect to theta and pi. So that is double integral. Now we can find this one. What is that? dr. What is this? This is magnitude along r direction, means magnitude is along r direction, means it is constant. Magnitude is along r direction is constant, and integration with respect to theta and pi means remaining components are constant. Dr is constant, r square is also constant, dr into r square, don't cancel this r and this r square r, okay, don't do like that, it is d suffix r, it is r square. And integral sin theta, write down, let us write down theta component, sin theta d theta, and remaining components here, and proof of d equal to epsilon naught e, sin theta d theta, and this one is what? D pi. So what about theta range? Theta limits are 0 to pi, and what about pi limits? 0 to 2 pi. Okay, theta is varied from 0 to pi, that is half angle, and pi is full angle. You can remember like this, full angle means 2 pi, half angle means pi. Only we have theta component sin theta d theta and pi component d pi equal to 0. Now not 0, it is equal to what? Q. Now we can write dr into r square, integral sin theta is nothing but what? Minus cos theta, limits are from 0 to pi, and integral d pi, integration differentiation cancelled out, this integration, this differentiation cancelled out, we will get pi is nothing but what? 0 to 2 pi, that equal to q. Now simplify this one again, we have what? It implies dr into r square minus cos theta, here cos pi is minus 1, already you have minus 1, minus cos 0, that is minus 1, minus 1 minus 1, so basically it is minus 1 minus 1, cos pi is minus 1, minus cos 0, that is minus 1, upper limit minus lower limit, already you have minus sign, so here 2 pi minus 0, that is q, here minus 1 minus 1 minus 2, already you have minus sign, minus into minus plus, finally we will get this one as dr into this 2 into 2 pi, that is 4 pi r square equal to q, that is dr equal to what? Q by 4 pi r square, dr equal to what? Q by 4 pi r square. But what we required? D or E. Okay, first find D. What is D? What is D? I will write here. Okay, I will rub this part, and what you have? D we consider, but D equal to what? But D equal to dr AR. What you have dr? This one. Let us substitute the dr here. That is q by 4 pi r square. Q by 4 pi r square into AR. Q by 4 pi r square AR. And we know that E equal to what? For point charge, it is D due to point charge. We know that E equal to what? Q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square into AR. Okay. Now I can write this one E as what? Q by 4 pi r square AR is nothing but this one, that is D, or else I will write this one, that is Q by 4 pi r square into AR. Instead of taking capital R, I consider small r here. Okay, there is a difference in capital R and small r. There is no much difference. Okay, only notation point of view. So instead of taking capital R, here I consider small r. Okay, q by 4 pi r square AR into 1 by epsilon naught. This is what? D, and it is what? By epsilon naught. It implies what? D equal to what? D equal to epsilon naught into E. This is the proof of what? Relationship between D and E, or else proof of D equal to epsilon naught into E. Clear? That means by using Gauss law we can derive relationship between D and E. That relation is what? D equal to epsilon naught into E. If I take free space, here epsilon becomes epsilon naught. Otherwise, for the given medium, we can take, instead of this epsilon naught, we can take epsilon only. So then we will get what? D equal to what? Epsilon into E. This is the relationship between D and E by using what? Gauss law. And also here D is q by 4 pi r square AR. Now we have the relation. What is the relation? D equal to epsilon naught into E, and we have E as what? Here E as what? E equal to D by epsilon naught. Already you have what? D. We have D. Now substitute the D in this one. You will get what? You will get what? Therefore, here we have D, E equal to D by epsilon naught. E equal to what? D is what? Q by 4 pi r square into AR by 1 by epsilon naught. I am writing that 1 by epsilon naught here. That means what? By using Gauss law, we can derive electric field intensity due to point charge as well as the relationship between E and D. What is the relation? E equal to D by epsilon naught or D equal to epsilon naught E. Okay. In this application, we used what? Symmetrical charge distribution. Okay. We considered a sphere of radius r. In case of the spherical coordinate sphere, we consider sphere means we need to go for what? Spherical coordinate system. In spherical coordinate system, we need to take the D component along r direction only, dr ar. If it is a cylindrical coordinate system, remember this one, you need to take, in case of Gauss law, D should be taken as what? D rho a rho. D should be along rho direction only. Why? Because in cylindrical coordinate system, symmetry of charge distribution depends only rho. Why only rho? So if it is the cylinder of radius rho, let us take like this, radius rho. Okay, we have the symmetry. It is positive a rho, then it is negative a rho. If it is positive a rho, it is a negative a rho. If it is positive a rho, it is a negative a rho. Okay, that means the component along rho direction is cancelled out generally. Okay, that is called as what? Symmetrical charge distribution. That means if I have a charge, positive charge here along a rho direction, here I have component along a negative a rho direction. For understanding purpose only, I consider rho. Otherwise, it is, if it is x, ax. If it is ax, it should be minus ax. Okay, clear? So this is about the application of Gauss law. What is the application? Electric field intensity due to point charge. That is nothing but what? E equal to q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square AR. Only difference is what? Basically, we consider electric field intensity due to point charge as what? Q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square AR. Here I consider r as capital 1. Here it is smaller one. Okay, capital 1 and a smaller one. That is the difference. Small r and a capital R. Okay, na? If I take, instead of a small r, if I take capital R, I will get this E expression like this one. This is all about today's class. We will meet in next class. Thank you.